guys. We are here. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, y'all. Happy FairyTale Friday. So for FairyTale Friday today, we are going to again dive into African American read aloud stories. Scott, are you gonna say hi?
Hello.
Okay, well, let me put Oreo Jr. up and let's get started with today's story. Scott, do you know what today's story is?
No.
It's called Baboon Skins.
Okay.
Wait, let me find my place. Many years ago, there lived a chief who had many wives. Two of these were more distinguished than the others, for each had a most beautiful daughter. In fact, these two wives had other. Wait, sorry. I can't hardly see with this veil on. Maybe I should take it off, but I'm trying not to. Okay. In fact, these two wives had families exactly alike, for each had a plain son too. Okay, they copying each other. I cannot tell you what became of the plain sons, though no doubt each had a history, for this tale concerns only the two beautiful daughters. Hey. The name of one girl was Ink. I'm not going to try to pronounce her name. I'm horrible with names and I'm not going to do it. We're just going to call her Ink, which means the young lady. Her mother was very proud of her and expected her to marry a great chief. Hey, girl, yes. Aim high. And Ink was as conceited as possible as a result of this. Okay, girl. The name of the other maiden was Lala. Again, I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't want to mess it up. We're just going to make it up, which means thrown away.
Okay.
Okay. I feel like maybe we should have picked something else, but okay, girl. Maybe it sounds pretty, but the meaning is just bad. Okay. As you can imagine from her name, she was a much quieter and more modest girl than Ink. Why her mama didn't name her something better so then she could have been more, out there. As time went on and both maidens grew into womanhood, suitors began to arrive. Yes. Each mother was hoping for great things for her daughter, and the rivalry between the two families became more and more bitter. Oh boy. It was all they could do to keep their constant quarrels from reaching the ears of the chief. Okay, let me just stop right here. Ain't these two sisters?
I thought they said they came from two different families.
No, two different wives. Yeah, many years ago there lived a chief who had many wives.
Oh.
So why are y'all beefing like this? Y'all supposed to be family. This is crazy. Anyway, early one morning, Lala's mother awoke and went to prepare corn for the day's food. To her horror, she discovered some animal's blood and small python skin bags filled with charms under the grinding stone. Lala, she cried out, come and see what bad fortune awaits us. Cast your eyes upon this. Lala rushed to her mother, and upon seeing the charm, she nearly fainted. It is witchcraft. Ooh, girl, they trying to put a root on you, girl. They trying to do a little voodoo. Don't the girl take some bleach and just throw it over that. I don't think that works, but just throw some bleach on it. She said, it must be some wickedness devised by Ink and her mother. You know what I want to say, right?
What's that?
You got to go over there and stomp them chicks out because they over there trying to put voodoo on you. I would have tried to stomp them out.
Mm-hmm. Probably should.
They will never rest until we come to harm. I know in my heart that these charms are meant to cast a spell over us so that we may fall ill and unalive. Stomp them out. It's time to go stomp them out. I'm going to change the title. It ain't bringing sexy back. Bring stomping them out back. Anyway, Lala's mother nodded her head in agreement. And after a minute, she begged Lala to run quickly to a neighbor who was a wise woman and to bring back with her the charms necessary to undo the evil that their rivals had intended for them. And girl, get a bat, because you could go Beyonce hold up on them, child. Go bust it up stuff. After this had been accomplished, Lala sat down and spoke with her mother, saying, Mother, I am tired of all of this. How can I care about beauty when it has brought us only endless quarrels and bitter jealousies? To end the constant fight, I'll have to go over there and slash that chick face up. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't do that. I'm kidding. You know, but putting voodoo on people is war, baby. But okay. She said, okay. To end the constant fighting, I have decided to cover myself with baboon skins. I'm representing that right now.
The animals are the real loser in this story.
How's the animal the loser?
These are baboon skins, python skins.
They got all the skins. Somebody need a fur coat. That's what I would have did. Like, I'm getting a chinchilla coat, baby. Show them what time it is. The ugliest skins of all. I shall wrap myself up in them and remain that way until ink has married. In that way, we shall have peace. That very day, she asked her brother to fetch 2 baboon skins for her and to bring them with the heads and limbs still on it. Okay, girl, you going all the way. That's why I'm in my Buckies. I ain't got no baboon skin, but baby, I got this Bucky onesie, huh?
All right.
Yeah. As soon as they were brought, she joined the 2 skins at the shoulders and at the heads. Then she slipped into them so that the head completely covered her own head. Yeah, look like this. Something like this. Only her 2 bright eyes peeped out through the eye hole she cut. The rest of her face was completely hidden. And all that one could see was the mask of the grinning ape. The 2 skins hung down from her shoulders to her knees, and in the back and in the front. But one could still see her legs, which were pretty and well shaped. Girl, that's all they need sometimes. You didn't wrap yourself up well enough. If you walk past the right dude, he'll holler at you. She looked like a person suffering from some great deformity from the head or body, who had hidden herself from the gaze of men. As soon as her rival's mother heard that Lala had done, she laughed heartily and said, "This is the best news I have heard for many a long day. What a fool this girl must be. Surely she must be mad. No, you a hater, ma'am. You're a hater." What say you, Scott?
Sounds like a hater.
And you know what they say about haters? If you got haters, you're doing it right. So Lala over there doing it right. And with this opinion, all of the women in the house agreed, for they had never heard of hiding a pretty face before. And it was impossible for them to believe that Lala would do this in order to find peace. But in spite of all their attempts to convince Lala of her error, she remained faithful to her idea. Girl, yes, she is not a quitter, okay? She wore the ugly baboon skins every day, and not once did she show her face, even to her dearest friends. Girl, gotta be hot. I know you hot up in there. I'm hot in this, so I know you hot in them baboon skins. Happily, her sacrifice proved to be worthwhile, for after the first few days, peace reigned in the house. There were no more quarrels. Everyone seemed happier, and ink became the undisputed beauty of the countryside. Okay, girl. But you're still a hater. You might be cute, but you're a hater. Then one day, many months after Lala had started wearing the baboon skins, there was a great stir in the house. 2 ambassadors had arrived from a very mighty chief, seeking not 1, but 2 brides for their master. Both girls must be beautiful, for the chief was very rich. Girl, take them baboon skins off. Time to take them skins off, girl. And he was prepared to give a magnificent marriage gift for each of the maidens. The 2 ambassadors sat and conversed with the head of the house, while the women stood in small groups talking excitedly. Finally, they were asked to come forward, and the request of the great chief was made known to them. The mother of Ink was the first to advance. She moved forward with the air of triumph. "Here," she proclaimed, "is the bride that you are searching for." And she brought forth Ink, who did indeed look beautiful. She had thrown aside her cloak. Yes, she said, "Poof." Could you imagine, Scott? Poof.
Oh.
Yes. And stood there decked in all her prettiest beads. which showed off her lovely black skin and graceful figure to full advantage. The ambassadors both agreed at once. This is the most beautiful girl we have ever seen yet. We accept her with pleasure, for we believe that our king could not wish for a more lovely maiden. Then turning to the chief, they said, have you another pretty daughter so that we may see her too? The chief did not answer, but the mother of ink, made bold with pride and longing to triumph yet further above her rival, called out, yes, there is another daughter, but she is always wrapped in baboon skins, and she is of no importance at all. Ma'am, they said that about Cinderella. Remember that? They said that about her. And look at her. Look at her now. Let us see her anyway, insisted the ambassadors, whose curiosity was roused by this bit of information. So Lala was brought forth, holding her skins tightly around her body. But though she was covered with baboon skins, nothing could take away the grace of her movements, and the king's messengers walked around her, longing to see her hidden face. Why are you hiding underneath those skins? They asked her. You have very pretty legs and you walk gracefully. I told you, you walk past the right man with a good walk and some nice legs, honey. They don't care what the top half look like. Ain't that right, Scott?
That's right.
What is wrong with you that you do not wish to show your face? We beg you to let us see your true appearance. No, said Lala. He who marries me must marry me for myself alone and not my beauty. That ain't gonna get you far, ma'am. The men want to see the beauty, ma'am. Are you deformed then? Or are you so very ugly? Okay, they bold. I did not say that, answered Lala. All I said was, he who marries me must marry me for myself alone. Girl, I don't even trust that. And I'm a woman. Like, girl, no. But why is it that you behave so strangely? To please myself, retorted Lala. I cannot believe that you are not deformed, said one of the men, hoping to rouse her anger. You may believe what you wish, but I tell you the truth, repeated the girl. And although the ambassadors did all they could to provoke her into throwing off the skins, she did not get angry nor speak rudely to them. I would have walked away. Finally, they realized that they could not make her reveal herself, and they held a conference with each other. Should they take Lala as well as the beautiful ink, and risk the king's displeasure? True. Now, what would y'all have done? Scott, what would you have done? Would you have took the girl in the baboon skins? What would y'all have done? Put it in the comment section. Would y'all have took her? Or would y'all have left her? I would have left her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could you imagine some chick just walking around in some, I don't know, weird skin, some leopard skin around here? Like, I'm pleasing myself. If you want me, you got to like me for me.
Well, I guess that would be weird.
It's a little weird. Even for a fairy tale, it's just weird. Anyway. But what would y'all do? Put it in the comment section. True. They had both admired her wit and her good temper. But what was to be found underneath the skins? Yeah, it could be, look, it can go either really good or really bad. It's foomsy. It's 50-50 here. In a moment of weakness, they decided to take a chance. And they asked for Lala also, praying that all will be well in the end. Okay, girl. Before returning to their king, the ambassadors went to the brothers of both maidens. The brother of Ink, they instructed to make a big house to receive the cattle in payment for his sister. As there was no doubt that their master would be delighted with her. She must have been banging. To Lala's brother, they said very little, aside from directing him to send his sister to their master. This brother feared that his sister would not be welcome, did not bother to make the house for all the marriage gifts. Okay. The messengers then returned to their king, who was delighted with the reports that they brought of Ink. However, when he heard the tale of the second bride, the one who wore baboon skins, He became enraged, and I ain't even mad at that because I'm like, you got me what? I didn't tell y'all to go get some chick wrapped up as like that's crazy. No girl, he shouted, who has a pretty face would ever hide it. I am certain that she must be absolutely hideous. And remember, if that is the case, you shall both pay with the penalty of unaliving. I cannot believe that I sent such fools on such an important mission. I mean, you could have did that, but hey, you sent them and they brought you back a chick wrapped up in baboon skins. It is what it is, sir. They took a chance. They like gambling with their lives. The ambassadors now regretted what they had did. Yeah, of course. They were terrified, lest the second bride be hideous, for the king always kept his word. And while he awaited the arrival of the brides, the king said 20 cattle for each one of them, less than was suitable. We can easily send more if both are acceptable, he said. And if they should not be, for I will not have an ugly bride, period. He said, I make too much money to be having an ugly bride. Okay. We shall not have to ask for a return of the marriage gift. The 40 cattle will be proper payment for ink. At the appointed time, the two brides said farewell to their houses and set out on their journey together. They walked for many days, each attended by her own bridesmaid. Finally, they reached their destination and were brought at once to the great chief. With ink, he was pleased immediately. Okay, hey. But with Lala, who still remained covered in her baboon skins, he looked with puzzled eyes.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't take that thing off, walking to wherever they got to get you, probably all sweaty.
She funky. Stinky, She funky. It's rancid under there. I hope he love her. She better look good. Noticing her graceful bearing, he began to admire her, longing to know her secret. Hey, she got a little mystery about her. I beg of you, my maiden, he said, please let me see your face. No, great king, answered Lala in her usual quiet voice. I cannot show my face to anyone until the wedding morning. And that was her last word on the matter. The two brides then retired with their maids, each to her own hut, until all preparations for the wedding feast were complete. Among the women in the king's house, there was great gossip. For ink, there was nothing but admiration, while for Lala, there was only scorn for one who could be nothing but hideous. How y'all know? Y'all seen pictures of her? Y'all ain't even got pictures. This ain't even the time frame with cameras. She is undoubtedly the most ugly of women, they decided, or she would surely show her face. When the day of the wedding arrived, each bride left her hut and went down to the river to bathe. Since they were in separate pools, neither one could see the other. Lala and her maids descended to the deep pool underneath a great rock, where it was pleasantly warm from the morning sun. Tall white lilies grew on the banks, and fresh green ferns peeped out of every nook and cranny. You know what this part reminds me of? There's a song by Corinne Bailey Ray called Green Aphrodisiac. Y'all got to listen to it. It's just, it is everything. It's everything. Okay. Check that out and read this book too. Anyway, slipping off her baboon skins, Lala rolled them into a tight bundle and buried them in an animal hole near the pool. Then she and her maidens laughed and chattered as they bathed in the clear pool until the time came to array themselves for the wedding. The bridesmaids decked themselves out in their most beautiful beadwork, but Lala, as was the custom for the bride on her wedding morning, wore a skirt of deep black ox skin. Yeah, they like a lot of skins here. They got a lot of leather. The dress that was only worn by married women. For an ornament, I'm out. I'm free. I'm a beautiful bride. Scott, look at me.
Oh, right.
Y'all look at me. I took off my baboon skins.
Yeah.
Yes, honey. I'm doing it. I got my veil on because I'm getting married today.
That's right.
Okay, y'all, let's get this. And I got my black ox skins. This is black ox. Pretend like this black ox skins.
Okay. Got it.
For an ornament, she wore just a girdle of bleach white beads encircling her waist. Hey, yes, hula hoop. And in her hand, she held flowers. Though her dress was simple, when she stood there in the dazzling sun, her maidens cried out, "Lala, you are indefinitely more beautiful than you ever were. Indeed, you are far more lovely than ink." Don't let her hear that. She's gonna put a root on all y'all. And they were telling her the truth. For all the months that Lala had been hidden from the sun, her beauty had increased. Her skin had become as smooth and as soft as lily petals, and her every movement was a joy to behold. The bridesmaids gathered behind Lala, and together they started up the path towards the house. As they walked, they sang a sad song of farewell for a friend that would be playing with them no longer in their old home. As they approached the gate of the house, they met Ink and her maidens, who proudly stepped in front so they could meet the first glances of the wedding guests. All greeted Ink with great approval, but in truth, their eyes looked beyond her, waiting anxiously to catch the first glimpse of her mysterious sister. When Lala finally appeared, perfect in every sense, loud shouts of surprise and joy came from all sides. She was like, "I'm a baddie." Watch that when she thought she be putting roots and voodoo curses on people. Watch that. "She is so lovely," cried all of the guests. "There has never been one so beautiful in our land." Okay, this chick over here looking like Janet Jackson or Mariah Carey, somebody. At last, the two brides appeared before the king and danced for him in the great cattle house, as was the custom. The king, dumbstruck with amazement, never once took eyes from Lala. Remember, you was threatening to unalive people and stuff. Yeah, what you got now, sir? As soon as the wedding was over, he called his two ambassadors to him and gave each of them 20 beautiful oxen as a gift of appreciation. "You have shown yourself to be wise and trustworthy men." So you just gonna change your tone like you didn't just threaten them the other day? He said, "For Lala is beautiful beyond belief. Choose all of my finest young cattle and send them as a marriage gift to her father. Let the first herd that I send be the marriage gift for Ink." Like, give her the old cows. This one right here, give her the new ones. "But make sure that Lala has a gift settlement such as has never been given before." The king's commands were carried out at once by his relieved ambassadors. Lala's mother, surprised and grateful, rejoiced for many days after the arrival of the marvelous herd of cattle. She, in truth, had never expected that such honor would come upon her child. Her rival, however, the mother of Ink, hid herself in a hut filled with bitter disappointment that she had not triumphed in the end. She sulked for many months and never again regained her old position in the tribe. Yeah, you got downgraded, chick. And they all lives happily ever after, except for her daughter, because she is tacky. Period. What did you guys learn from this story? Put it in the comment section. Scott, what did you learn from this story? You didn't learn nothing.
The girl in the baboon skin.
Okay.
Freaky one.
Okay. Okay, my lesson learned from this story is this. What is it? They say absence makes the heart grow fonder. Sometimes it's better. You know how, like, you think you the mom, blah, 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 and you just want to give and give and give. Sometimes it's better to kind of build up that anticipation. And I feel like that's what she did underneath all those baboon skins. She built up the anticipation. Like he didn't know what to expect. He was curious. He just was like, oh my God, what this chick, she walking, that walk is fierce. She looked like Tyra Banks and Naomi Campbell. That walk is mean. I want to see what's underneath there. And when he finally got it, she probably wasn't even as cute as the other one. But because he had anticipated it for so long, he was like, yes, send her the young cows. So sometimes it's best to leave a little mystery between you and other people. Let that imagination do what it do. Okay, that's why I be dressing up. That's why I came out here looking like this. Y'all ain't know what I look like under here.
That's true.
It's a little mystery. Leave a little mystery. I think that's what the world is missing nowadays. A little mystery. Everything's so instant and microwave, and you can see everything, and everybody's telling everything, and you want just a little mystery. So bring back mystery.
All right.
Period.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah. You got anything else, Scott?
No.
Okay, with that, guys, we're gonna conclude our Fairy Tale Friday tales. Of course, we always enjoy having you guys here, and we hope you enjoy, spending some time with us. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and check out some other videos if you got the time and you feel like it. And with that, we're going to bid you guys adieu. So from wherever we are to wherever you guys are, peace, love, happiness, and we'll see you guys maybe tonight, maybe not. I don't know. It's late. So anyway, we'll see you guys later. Bye.